Welcome back to another video. It's Andy from gymnutrition.co.uk, and today's video I want to talk about supplements you may or may not choose to take if you was to take Sarms. Now, as with all my Sarms videos, I'm not saying take Sarms. In fact, this video is just for entertainment purposes only, and it's just my own personal experience with Sarms. If you choose to take any, then that's down to you. But please watch this video and be entertained. So, the first thing I would say is that for me, I like to take a cycle support when I take any Sarms products. I can't see, the sun is actually out now. It's supposed to be snowing and the sun's out, and I'm like, I can't see where I'm going. So I personally like to take a cycle support product. Now, what is a cycle support? A cycle support is a combination of different natural ingredients that help to an extent to what's the best way of putting it, helps to an extent to offset maybe offset any potential or possible side effects that you may or may not get with taking a cycle. Now, this goes with steroids as well as Sarms or anything of that nature. Now, the one I'm taking at the moment is by a company called Pure Labs, and their product's called Cycle Shield. The reason I'm taking that, as you may or may not have seen in my previous video, is that it was a customer return. So I thought, well, and the seal had been broken. So I thought, I'm just going to take it myself rather than throw it in a bin. So I chose to take it for that reason only. Now, that particular product, as most, if not all, of the cycle support products, will have ingredients in there to give like liver support. I'll spit my words out in a minute. There'll be ingredients in there for liver support, and also kidney, blood pressure, a little bit of prostate support maybe as well. Now, these are all things that I think personally are important. Are you going to get any side effects with taking Sarms? You may do, you may not, depending on what you're taking, the dose you're taking, the duration you're taking the course for. So for argument's sake, Ostarine being the mildest Sarm, if you was to take Ostarine for 4 weeks, so that is, and you also take a small dose, so you're taking a small dose, you're only running for 4 weeks, so that's tiny duration of the course, and you're taking Ostarine, so that's the really mild one, as I just said. So the chances are you will probably not need a cycle support for that. Whereas if you was taking Ostarine, LGD, Rab 140 in like higher amounts, in like a stack of all those three together, say, and you're taking it for 12, 16 weeks, then I would definitely say take a cycle support. Now, a lot of it is your attitude to risk as well. It won't do any harm if you was to take that small Ostarine cycle and take a cycle support alongside it. It's just a bit of extra insurance, a bit like life insurance if you want to call it that. So it certainly won't do you any harm. It just means you've got to buy another product, obviously, so you could say it might harm your bank balance by buying extra products that you may or may not need. But if you're really ultra cautious, then I would say whatever you take, steroids or Sarms, then I would say take a cycle support. Now, again, if you was taking steroids, I would say definitely take a cycle support. If you're taking, test and dianabol, say, for argument's sake, then you're going to have, I would have blood pressure issues straight away. I'd be holding more water. Dianabol's quite toxic to the liver. So all of those reasons give me a reason to choose a cycle support to offset some of those possible side effects. Does that mean you can take what you like and just take a cycle support and be 100% safe and okay? No, it does not mean that. So you've got to be sensible. A lot of the time people are a bit blasé about it, so they think, oh no, I'll be alright, and I don't want to spend another £20 on a cycle support. I'll just spend all my money on the cycle and that's it. So try and be a bit more responsible if you're one of those type of people, and just invest in that extra 20 quid product to make, you know, not say make sure, I suppose it is kind of making sure. Again, there's no guarantee that it's gonna help you, but it's just that little bit of insurance, as I keep saying. The other thing I wanted to touch on is PCT. Now, PCT, for people that don't know, is post-cycle therapy. So when you take an anabolic product like a SARM or a steroid, you will have a certain amount of what's called shutdown. Now, shutdown basically means that before you ever start a cycle of anything, your hormones are naturally at a certain level. Now, when you take a hormone, oh shit, sorry. Oh, I'm going again. Thank you very much. Cheers, mate. When you take any product like a SARM or a steroid, say that again. Now I've nearly crashed the bleeding van. Your body is getting hormones from an outside source, so it's basically going to say to itself, oh, I'm getting loads of hormones here. Do I really need to be making all this testosterone? Not really, because I'm getting enough. So your body will slow down its testosterone production. So when you finish this course of whatever you're taking, all of a sudden your body's like, I haven't got any hormones. Where are they gone all of a sudden? Because it doesn't know you're going to stop taking anything. So what happens is your hormone levels are suppressed because your balls haven't been making any testosterone. I'm trying to park the van now. Because your balls are not making any testosterone, your own production is suppressed. So a PCT, a post-cycle therapy, will help kickstart your natural production in. Now, if you're taking steroids, you're going to get more of a shutdown. And again, exactly the same thing that I just outlined with the cycle support. The longer you're on the cycle, the more shutdown you're going to get. Also, your age plays a big factor, same with the cycle support as well. The older you get, the more things you should try and do to offset potential side effects. So there's that reason. And also, the dosage you have as well, as outlined in the last bit, the dosage will make a big difference as well. So if you're taking a tiny bit for not a long period of time, your body hasn't got enough time to shut itself down, because it won't just suddenly go like that and then whoosh. It's going to be a gradual fade off. So every week you're on something, your own levels are going down, 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 every week. So if you're only on for 4 weeks, it's hardly, you might shut down like a little bit, but if you're on for 16 weeks, it's going to be that much. So you're going to notice that when you come off if you don't take a PCT. So I would say take a PCT. Again, it depends on what SARM you're taking, or with me personally, 4 weeks on Ostarine, it's hardly going to shut you down at all. If it might do a fractionally little bit, but you're not really going to notice it. Or the majority of people in my experience wouldn't notice it. I certainly didn't notice anything after a 4-week cycle on that. Whereas, like I said on the previous cycle support bit of this video, if you're going to be taking loads of different ones, higher levels, longer period of time, you're probably going to have some shutdown, as I probably will. So I will be taking a PCT after this cycle. As to which one I'm going to take, I'm just going to go a natural PCT, so one of the ones that we sell at gymnutrition.co.uk. The link to the website will be below in the description, by the way. So I'm just going to choose to take one of those. As to which one I'm going to take, I'm not even thought that far ahead yet, so stay tuned on that one. I would say, because some people have been asking me, is a natural PCT going to be good enough, or should I go down the the tamoxifen, Clomid, HCG, Arimidex, etc route, the meds route? I would say, personally speaking, not saying you do this or even listen to what I'm saying, but for me personally, I'm going to take a natural PCT. Now, I'm of the assumption that I'm only going to get a tiny amount of shutdown with SARMs, so therefore it only warrants a tiny response, i.e. a natural PCT product. If I was going to take steroids like I did in the past, then a natural one's not going to touch the side, so I would take Arimidex, Clomid, HCG. That would be my post-cycle therapy protocol if I was taking steroids, because like I've outlined, the more shutdown, the more aggressive PCT you're going to need to kickstart your own system again. So anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. So thanks very much for listening if you got to the end, and please consider subscribing. As I keep saying, it's free, so why would you not? Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down if you think I'm really crap. If you think I'm crap, tell me I'm crap and tell me how to improve these things, because I'm just little old me doing my little bit. So if you enjoy it, and hopefully I'll put a smile on your face. If I have, thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one.